it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
It's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. Ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it, get it, get it. Comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it. And it's a ticket, talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it, get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, I guess I need my microphone. That would help. I'm sitting here dancing pre show and everything while the music is playing, and got to pull my microphone over. Welcome everybody to another episode of Head to Head with Brian Parker. I believe I am he, and we are here for another week. Thanks for tuning in. We are streaming live direct on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Amazon Fire TV, Roku TV, as well as YouTube. All can be found on Empower TV. So thanks again for joining us this evening. We come to you live and direct every single Thursday at 7 p.m. And you can always join us too for our NFL show, which is Head to Head Sports, broadcast live and direct every single Wednesday at 7 p.m., all on those same platforms as well, where we cover the goings on in the National Football League. We normally start in the preseason before the regular season begins, all the way through the regular season, all the way through the playoffs, and eventually the Super Bowl, where we talk about everything from teams' performances, coaching, personnel changes, all kinds of things going on in the NFL. So, you okay, Lori? Okay. That's what your mic there. Now loud. Yeah. Hear it.
Sorry, I didn't mean to add that. It just had a small little twinge. Sorry.
All right, you will twinge your ass off this show. Anyway, anywho's, before I was distracted by a rogue microphone. So we cover the NFL. So we do that on Wednesdays, and then we have our main show that we have right now on Thursdays, as well as check us out on Roku and Amazon Fire TV, Empower TV, on your Roku or Amazon TV dial, as you will also be able to find these shows. You can binge watch them if you want to, or while you're there, you could also catch out some other content that we have, from talk shows, music videos, podcasts, short films, feature films, all kinds of things on the channel. So check it out and let us know. But most importantly, what we like to always ask you guys to do is make sure that you hit those like buttons and you share. If you're watching on YouTube, share. If you're watching on Facebook, share. If you're watching on LinkedIn, share. If you're on X or Instagram, share. Do that. Make sure that you do that so that other people can catch on to the channel as well. It really does help with the algorithms. We'd like to thank the additional subscribers that we've gotten. We can definitely see where YouTube is reaching out to more and more people by the day. Thank you for the 1,000 views that we've had on YouTube in the last month. That is pretty big for us, so we are appreciative of that as well. I must say, one of the clips that has gotten Lori the most, there he is, there's CJ. One of the clips that has gotten the most views that I've ever seen was one that I did on the Dallas Cowboys. So thank you, Dallas Cowboys, for helping us with our viewership. Seems like if I put anything with Dallas Cowboys up there, it blows up. So it was absolutely wonderful. But we also did put a couple other little hot takes on there too. So from time to time in between the shows, I will go on and do a hot take on different topics. And before I talk about that, because one of those hot takes is heavily involved in the show tonight, let's say welcome to Lori. How you doing, Lori?
I'm doing okay. How you doing?
Living the dream, living the dream. And let's also say hello to Mr. TNTBS. CJ Jones, who is the host of Elephant Exposed. So check that out. Make sure that you go to his channel under Elephant Exposed and then type CJ Jones and search, and you'll be able to pull him up. You can like, share, and also subscribe to his channel as well. How you doing, CJ? All right, he's at attention. Okay. Well, look, y'all. I mean, look, I meant to really, and we may, if we have time, talk about it at the end. Fine. If not, we'll do it on the next show. Which quick programming note: there will not be a show next week because I will actually be on a plane at this time coming from Columbus, so I will not be in. So we'll do the show the following week. So sports show and the main show are being affected by. So I'll be doing that, and then we'll catch back up the following week on. I meant to really get into some of this stuff that's going on with Trump. You know, I try not to talk about Trump too much for the last several weeks because I figured 2024 is going to be flooded with what has this MF done now, or what's going on, and you know, the man's got 91 criminal indictments. Counts against him in 4 different courts, and then there's other courts that he's also having to be involved in. But then there's going to be delay tactics going on and things like that we can get into. But y'all, I had a hot take a couple of weeks ago about Nikki Haley stepping in it because somebody asked her one of the simplest questions in the world about what was the cause of the U.S. Civil War. And she and me and Lori talked about it last week, how she just messed it up. And then even when they gave her a chance to clean it up, she messed it up again. Now, most of y'all may not know Nikki Haley is a child of Indian American immigrants. She's first generation. She was born in Bamberg, South Carolina. She eventually became the governor of South Carolina. In some ways, and I'll clarify what I mean by this later, Nikki Haley is the Rudy Giuliani of South Carolina. I'll go ahead and tell you
Not Rudy Giuliani.
I'm gonna tell you why.
That's crazy.
Why not? Why not?
I'm gonna tell you why.
I don't disagree.
Because she's known differently in her state than out of her state. So on the outside looking in, there's so many pundits that give her so much credit because she was known as the governor that took the Confederate flag off of the State House grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that didn't know, the Confederate flag flew proudly over on top of the state capitol and actually on the grounds of the state capitol of South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Now, Nikki Haley gets a lot of credit because there was this idiot that decided to go shoot up Mother Emanuel Church and kill 9 parishioners during a service. And oh, by the way, on the way to taking his ass to jail, they stopped and got him a cheeseburger. So after that, and after seeing this dude's manifesto, Nikki Haley decided to take down the state flag. Now, the reason I call her Rudy Giuliani is because she's known one way nationally, but the people in South Carolina knew she was full of shit to begin with. So when they watch her now in the national spotlight, they know who she is, but everybody else. So when I say Rudy Giuliani, everybody in the world called him America's mayor. But Lori, you're a New Yorker. Did you ever see Rudy Giuliani as America's mayor?
No, he's a complete jackass. And everyone deeply hated, and living in New York at that time during the 90s.
Sis, are you following me in your husband's head?
he was
That's
absolutely
exactly.
terrible. I just thought when you were talking about like she was the Rudy Giuliani, I was like we call
I
him
don't
the
mean
Raptor.
I don't mean the
No,
pervert
no.
side and all of that.
Character.
Oh,
Yeah,
Character.
he was
I just mean
horrible. Oh
Character.
my god.
just how somebody can be viewed. I'll give you another perfect example of that. You know, all these people outside of New York City, the boroughs in New York City, think that Donald Trump is a successful businessman and he's well loved and well liked and all in all the inner circles and things like that. How did New Yorkers look at Donald Trump?
A complete sham. He's
And
a
a criminal.
charlatan. He's a buffoon. This one, like, he's just awful. Like, he was just gross.
See, this is where I'm going with Nikki Haley. So
He's a convicted
yeah,
rapist.
yeah.
Convicted.
So the way that people in New
So,
York saw Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani was totally opposite of the way that people outside of the boroughs of New York City saw these two characters. You know, everybody, the people in New York knew Rudy Giuliani for stop and frisk and some really, really racist policies and things like that. But when you would
Broken windows, yes.
but when you would hear about him on the outside, you know, he ran the Southern District of New York. He was tough. He took down the mob. He was this, he was that. And then 9/11 came and, you know, he led the way for us to restore ourselves as the shiny city on the hill and all that, blah,
No,
blah,
that actually
blah.
was Bloomberg.
Huh?
That was actually Michael Bloomberg.
I know, but who got the credit for all of that?
I guess they
They gave it all to Rudy.
In the beginning, but as I said, the really shininess again, and not to stop on your what you're talking about, was really held to Michael Bloomberg.
Yeah, you ain't stop on it though. Don't worry about it. No, I'm only telling you because I know for a fact that's how most people looked at Rudy and Trump outside of New York. But it was funny when I lived in New York and you would talk about these guys, man, the vitriol. I mean, people would be like, man, fuck him. Just be like, what? I'm like, I thought it was America's mayor. So they'd be like, to who? You know, I'd be talking to New Yorkers about Rudy Giuliani and say America's mayor. They're like, get out of here. You know how New Yorkers are.
You got double fingers for that one. Double.
Right. I know. You know, but you would think he was so beloved and, you know, he could probably just walk in any restaurant and get a free meal and, you know, all kinds.
But bro, I mean, that you guys are really talking about the very thing that they really strive on, and that's appearances.
Yes.
As long as you appear, that's all you got to do. Yeah. All you have to do is appear successful, appear like everybody loves you, and show. And it's and Brian, you know this. You're an actor. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna focus on just this much of a big old scene. Let's just say your scene is 30 by 30. But in order to make your party look like it's popping, I only need 10 people in the frame and everybody looking like they having a good time. When you have room enough for 200 people, but it looked like your party is jumping because of the way that I angled the camera, got the music going, and everybody's dancing within a 10-foot circle. Yeah, you look like you sold out.
Yeah, you definitely the way that they framed themselves and branded themselves to the general public was one way, but the people that know you the best definitely knew Trump as a swindler, don't pay people, a crook, him and his dad sitting there discriminating with
and that's where his bankruptcies come from.
Like that, yeah.
And see, a lot of people looked at them and was like, oh, that's smart. No, that's not smart. I mean, there's good bankruptcy, then there's not good bankruptcies. But anyway, I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
No, you're fine. But so Lori, that's where I went into this whole thing about Nikki Haley kind of being more like a Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trumpish, just because of the way that she presented herself. So she lived under this whole thing, and she'll still go now talk about how she confronted racism by taking the state flag down, winning yet. But you were the governor for years before you did that. So if you really thought that the Confederate flag was a symbol of all of that, why the hell? And you said that you had the power to do it from the get-go. Well, then that means that it sat there all that time and you ain't have a damn problem with it. Mm-hmm. The reason that she took it down is because that after what that fool did in the church, she had no choice. She had been facing pressure from the NAACP for years to take that flag down. She had been talked to by plenty of anti-Confederate groups, and she did then what she does now. She tries to play the middle. She kept saying, no, a lot of people view that flag as heritage, not hate, and trolling the same stuff that these people that want these monuments and the flags to still remain, and call it something about pride. So after going through all of that the first time around, she was asked, Lori, by Brian Kilmeade from Fox News the other day after the Iowa caucus, which she came in third, but for some reason she had like she came in first. And now she talking about, I mean, how the hell do you sit there and come in third and then announce to everybody, yeah, it's a 2-person race?
She's doing a Trump.
And we like,
wait,
you know, like, wait a minute, bitch. You came in third. If it's a 2-person race,
she took that from her mentor.
Yeah, if it's
like how my sister race, just said, she got her cue from her mentor, Trump.
She did. It's like, because if it's a 2-person race, then it's Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump. Because you third. You third. So hell, you should be disqualified because your ass can't count.
Third is actually first, last, sir.
That's what it is.
Do we need to put a Ricky Bobby quote on here from the movie?
You ain't first, you last.
Because I was just like,
shake and bake, shake and bake,
shake and bake, shake and bake, baby.
So yeah, she came out.
You shake them, then you bake them.
You bake it, and then during the whole ordeal, though, Brian Kilmeade from Fox News, for whatever reason, you know, I think he was asking her a layup question, and he asked her, "Are you part of a racist party? Is your party racist?" Meaning the Republican Party. This is how she chose to answer
my party.
And I apologize when I pulled the screen. I didn't make it large enough, so it's going to look really small. But you'll be able to hear her answer. Here we go.
You a racist party? Are you involved in a racist?
We're not a racist country, Brian. We've never been a racist country. Our goal is to make sure that today is better than yesterday. Are we perfect? No. I know I faced racism when I was growing up, but I can tell you today is a lot better than it was then.
Okay.
I like that.
When you try to be too cute, you sound like a fool.
Oh my God.
Now, first and foremost, let me say this. Whoever is her public relations person need to have their ass fired.
Yeah, they do.
Because she is unprepared. Now, two things with this. She didn't even answer his question because he did not ask you if America was racist. He asked you if your party was racist.
Amen.
Do you belong to a racist party, meaning the Republican Party? He asked you flat out, is the Republican Party racist? And you turned the question into, is the
America
the country racist? So let me go by the thing you answered first before I go into the thing you didn't answer. How in the world within a span? This was a 19-second clip, y'all. Within the span of a 19-second clip, she first says that America has never been racist, yet growing up, she experienced racism.
That's the part that made me laugh. So wait. So wait a minute. Hold on. That solidifies that there's really two Americas.
Hell, there's two Earths. She experienced racism on Earth 2.
Is she on Earth 3?
No, but now
she's on 2. She's on Earth 3.
She's on 3, but it's really the first one.
See, there you go.
Because she's last. Because remember, first is last.
Because remember, because first is last.
Right, and if you in third, you really in first.
You really in first.
Yeah, you really in first.
Yeah, you know, now that you break it down like that, hell, it all makes sense then. Never mind. No, it's not really.
I told you. Look, man, I'm ready for you today.
That's that circular.
I'm
man.
ready for.
So anywho, she sat there and said America has never been racist. And I'm sitting here thinking, Nikki, how was America built?
On racism.
Off the back of white people treating black people as property.
Yep. And that's not racism.
Your state houses and your capitals were built off of people being enslaved. 250 years
what
of
did
slavery.
That coconut say? He said it was no shame in slavery or racism. Oh my God. It was a hot take that came up in my algorithm in YouTube. The coconut, oh my God. I can't think of his name right now. He's much older now. But he was trying to go for president and had to drop out the last race. But
you mean David Duke?
No, not him.
Well, he's a racist, but again.
Was it a white guy or black guy?
Black guy. I said coconut. God, I want to say he's the doctor or somebody.
Yeah. What's his name?
Ben Carson.
Yes.
Carson. Ben Carson.
Yes.
Thank y'all. Because I was like the pressure was on. Yeah.
You know it's always been funny about Ben Carson, so I don't get totally off topic. But you know how Donald Trump always used to label people and he called Joe Biden sleepy?
Yeah.
Now, who was sleepier than Ben Carson? Y'all ever watch Ben Carson talking? He'd be like, look like he nodding off as he.
Yeah.
And you know, and I sat there and started thinking, this dude was a heart surgeon, right, Lori?
Yep.
Yes, he's a doctor.
Could you imagine somebody walking into heart surgery with a scalpel in his hand and doing this whole. No, you better wake your ass up. You ain't cut me open and you got to fall asleep. So I always thought about it. I'm like, it don't look like he stay wake long enough to do no damn surgery. Look like they have to say, Doc, we got it. Go on in the corner. Get some coffee and some no-dos. But that's narcolepsy like a mug. Yeah, he look like he about to, if you don't talk to him like the whole time, he'll start snoring. He's standing up. But anywho, so it was, you know, anything, slavery, Reconstruction. You think about lynching. Hell, Nikki, America's never been racist. Then why the hell was the KKK founded? I mean, what happened on the Edmund Pettus Bridge? What happened in Selma? What happened in Tulsa when they burned the whole city down? I guess they was just trying to do a barbecue that day, huh? And they got a little.
What was the whole point in the civil rights movement, whose birthday we just celebrated?
Exactly.
I mean,
exactly. This country has never been racist, though.
Like never, and that's why in the Constitution, at one point in time, we was considered 1/3 of a human being.
Into the Constitution, right? What was the Civil War about, Nikki? You just wrote the Civil War question all over again,
and that happened right in your yard. So I mean,
yeah. Well, this is
the part where
North Carolina was the first state to succeed.
Talking out the both sides of your mouth. You're talking quicker than what you heard the question.
Yep.
And you still didn't answer the question.
She didn't answer the question because she heard what she wanted to hear.
That's about as bad as Alina Habba not even knowing how to submit evidence on a testimony.
Yeah,
bro, I was crying laughing.
When the judge had to tell her how you introduce evidence.
Man,
that was the most.
I was like, what? Law enforcement and lawyers, they work together, but they don't really know nothing about each other's thing. But Brian, just we as spectators watching a TV show.
Hello, Mrs. T and TBS is joining on Instagram. Hello there, Mrs. T.
Oh, hey.
There you go.
Hey,
we
can literally, yeah, I know. I got. Oh, okay. Anyway, but we knew this much just by watching TV. Pick any sitcom, pick anything with a courtroom scene to it,
Yeah.
And oh my God, I was like, she didn't know that?
No. And you know, I know that from damn Law and Order.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like just by
I knew that from watching
you can just watch Law
Perry
and
Mason.
Order.
I watched Perry Mason when growing up. I knew that.
I was like, and she actually did that.
Yeah. I mean, well, that just kind of tells you how, pretty bad it's gotten. Where that's probably the best that he can get when it comes to getting attorneys. But
Well, you do get what you pay for.
Yeah, you definitely do. But and there were some other things that she said too when she commented on the podcast that she'd rather be pretty than smart because she can.
But that's why Trump kept her. No, don't look like that, sis, because that's exactly why Trump kept her. He said it. People just weren't paying attention. She's easy on the eyes. That's it.
He likes people. Well, he picked a lot of his cabinet, if you guys will remember, because of the way that they look. He looks like a general. He picked Mad Dog Mattis because they call him Mad Dog, and
because he had a haircut.
Appropriate for a general. He almost didn't pick John Bolton because he didn't like that bushy mustache that he had. He always thinks appearances and how you will look on TV goes a long way in the thing. So yes, he is that vain and narrow. Yes, Lord.
But if you're saying he's that vain and narrow, then what's up with the comb over and that hair?
Lori.
And that thing. I'm
he
just
won't
saying,
let it go.
like,
He won't let it go.
Most birds think that is somewhere that they should sleep. He thinks that shit is sexy. So again, he's a narcissist, and that's in his mind.
Comb over. The comb over is an 80s thing, I think. See, back in the day when they did have hair and they would do the comb over, we would call it hero hair. So he's stuck in that he thinks he looks like a hero with the comb over.
See, when you got a whole lot of money, and you got people around you telling you certain things, it kind of insulates you and puts you in a bubble. He ain't that self-conscious. But anywho's, let's jump back to Nikki real quick. So so Nikki has seen all of these instances of racism. I mean, hell, somebody go send her Alex Haley's Roots or something. Shit, I don't know. Have her go watch.
She wouldn't watch it. She wouldn't understand it.
Have her go watch. Have her go watch Django. Have her go watch Django or something. I don't know. But anyway, there are just too many instances that we can attach to. Now, listen, I did a hot take the other day. It's on our YouTube channel. Y'all can check it out. But basically, this is what I said. Listen, the reason I said your PR person should be fired, if you were going to go down the this rabbit hole about the country being racist, first and foremost, go back and address his real question about, is your party racist? This is what you should have said, Nimrata. You should have said, Brian, that's a great question. I will be the first one to admit that our party has not done as good of a job as it can reaching out to all kinds of people. We have not done as good of a job as we should being more inclusive of people that look different from us. As the next president, I will make sure that we make that a focus going forward, so that the things that we've learned from the past do not become our next new reality.
Brian, did you write that?
Came out the top of my damn head.
Okay, check it out. That was good. No, that was good. Because I thought you was reading, because the way you was looking, I thought you was actually reading it. That was good, Spin Master.
That's courtesy of Parker Communications.
Right. Thank you. But see, check this out, guys. Really, all that is ownership.
Yeah.
She own it. And that's what who was the blonde chick that handled the media press for Trump?
Oh,
she's on
Conway's ex-wife.
Haley McEnany.
McEnany.
Yeah.
Even she had to admit two things that I know it burned her throat to say about Michelle Obama being on The View. she knew how to handle press, so to speak. Because even though she's on The View, that's press for her.
Yeah.
She's seeing it. She knows how to bring her subject right back. She knew how to own all the hard topics, and she owned it. She brought it in, and then she was able to still come right back around and really stress the focus on the abortion, and especially with the two women, one white, one was black. Now the one was black, they ran her through court, like they was about ready to send her to prison. The white one, they kind of saved her because she was becoming septic and everything. But the thing about it is that that's the platform that Michelle Obama was or that was the focus of her speech. And so even with the hard hitting questions about her own about our incumbent president now, and like what is their future, because we here on this platform has always called out about the Democrats have always been too soft. Always been too soft. Sometimes you have to fight fire with fire. But and we always taking the high road. Okay, fine. Take the high road, but still you can come back at them not only with your facts, but you can be just as gritty and just as dogmatic as I forget the senator's name, the white Jewish guy. I forget his name. Moskowitz. Yeah. I love to see him.
Yeah.
And baby girl, I call her baby girl.
Jasmine.
Ooh, wow. Man.
Yes, from Texas. Yeah.
Bro.
She fiery.
Bro. I know they hate to see that woman come into work every day.
She's a little firecracker. Yeah, she is.
I know they hate to see that woman come in every day.
She told them the other day, she says, y'all do so much spinning. I don't know how y'all stand up. Y'all should be ready to tip over all
that part.
I was like, Lord. She says, y'all know why Hunter don't want to go in the room with y'all? Because y'all lie. I was like, wow. She says, y'all lie. Yeah, she just says it. She just tells it like it is.
And then AOC, she goes pretty hard too, but she still got the bleeding heart. Bless her soul. But
AOC is more of the skilled tactician. When
she is.
She surgically breaks it down almost.
Yeah.
You know how they used to sit there and say Barack Obama was a lot of times too professorial, like he would talk to you like you're in a class with him. AOC kind of does that too. Katie Porter does the same thing, where they kind of break it down in a professorial kind of way. Jared Moskowitz almost does it as
like right off the street,
heir apparent to Al Franken, like from a comedian that's now in the body of a congressman, because he says it so funny.
Oh, what's this?
And he pulled Epstein and Trump's pictures just to make y'all remember now, and he pulls it up. And it was so funny. He got under their skin talking about who y'all sit there and kneel to. Bless you.
Bless you, my child.
He's like, y'all kneel to Donald Trump. And one of them said, I only nailed to Jesus Christ. I'm like, you kneel to Donald Trump. Stop playing. Stop playing.
Bruh.
Stop playing.
Man. Like now, go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Yeah, so the whole thing though with the slavery is that, or not the slavery part, but the racism part is, it could have been easily answered, but she made it hard. The worst part of it was, like you said, CJ, just own it and then move on with it. But acting like it doesn't exist or didn't exist, and then for a lot of people, and then for somebody that is a person of color, for somebody that when their parents got there, their parents had to rent out a house, and the person that they rented out the house from them basically said, we will rent this house out to you under one condition. You want to know what that condition was, Laura?
What is it?
You can't have no niggas.
Yep. That's called redlining.
That was now listen. She was aware that her parents had to rent out a house that the stipulation for them being able to rent the house was
They
they
could
could
not
not
be
have
black.
over their house. Now, how much more racism do you personally have to experience for you to then turn around? And why is your name Nikki when it's really Nimrata? Your name is Nikki because you went to a preparatory school where you knew that if you started to assimilate and change your name to Nikki and almost pass off as white, you would have a better path in this world. If that ain't racism, what the hell is that, Nikki? Nimrata, whoever the hell you are. You ain't born Nikki.
That's colorism too. Listen,
Yeah.
man, and see, I just learned that term not too long. I ain't look. I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I knew some of this stuff the whole time. Look, you got me involved in this, Mr. Parker. So I'm really all about it now. But
Okay.
yeah, I just learned that phrase. So not only is it racism, but it's also colorism. Because like you said, she was passing. So her passing had a whole lot to do with the hue of her skin.
Exactly. Which is why Vivek is cake. He done. Because he couldn't pass. Every time they looked at him, they like, boy, you kind of goofy, but you remind me too much of Obama.
Yeah.
Yeah, they ain't going there. The Republicans ain't gonna go for that. They like, wait a minute, you talking about
go back to selling Slurpees?
The skinny guy that has a funny name. Last time we heard somebody talking about that they were a skinny guy with a funny name. His name was Barack Hussein Obama. So we ain't going down that path. So yeah, Vivek never had a chance. But Nikki is more on the passing side. And even in our community, we have people, not Lori, but we have people that could pass. I can't pass neither, Lori. I'm just messing with you. Now take Mrs. T and TBS. Yeah, now she might pass. You know, or she would be easier.
That's my right-skinned baby now.
Yeah. She'd be
my right-skinned baby.
The rest of us would be in the field. I'm just keeping it real. She'd be in the house.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Take care of the kids. She'd be
married. No.
I'd be babysitting.
No, she would be fixing
I'd be
coffee.
picking cotton. I'd
Fixing
be
coffee.
picking in the field, and I'd be babysitting, and then I would also be either cooking or something. Like after I came in, I'm gonna have to cook dinner.
I know for a fact where I would be. I would definitely be the driver. I would definitely be the driver.
At least somebody can riding on a horse or something.
I would be in the stables. I'll be in the state, like if it was depending on what transportation it was, whatever the transportation was. You know, I would definitely be the old boy with the rocks.
and Brian would be Nate Turner trying to turn this one, trying to sit here plotting, and this one he going to sit there and blow it up. Which I want to actually see that movie that they have that coming out, the Book of Clarence. God. But that's where I think you would be Nate Turner. Just really.
Oh wow.
Well, so obviously there's slavery all over the place. Nikki just totally.
She bombed that one. She bombed that stuff.
And what sucks about it is
it was too laughable to be mad.
It
was too laughable to
be mad. You bombed the Civil War question. So I think anytime somebody asks you a question about race, Nikki, just run. Act like you gotta go to the bathroom. Don't say
act like you got diarrhea. Just hit you.
Gotta go. Hey, that IBS is hitting like a mug. I got to go. I got irritable bowel syndrome. I got the shits. I got to go. You need to get the hell away from a camera when somebody start asking you something about, because the whole thing is this, y'all. Nikki Haley, even though Donald Trump cast her as bird brain, and it's really for two reasons. You know, bird brain is supposed to be like you're dense and you're not that smart. I don't think he's that intelligent to come up with it that way. She actually does look like a bird. So I just think that it was
that's what he's looking at.
He's in it, and she looked like
he's looking at her nose,
her beak. Yes,
right.
She has a little bit of a beak on her. She's not an ugly woman at all. Just dense. In the fact that she tries to play both sides. She doesn't want to offend. Chris Christie criticized her for that with the Civil War comment, and there's not a whole lot I would ever agree with Chris Christie on. But he was spot on. Is that she is so afraid to offend that she basically ends up looking paralyzed because she's not really taking a position. And in this world, you got to take a position and you got to live with the outcome of it. And she just did not want to do that because everybody knows, and she should know this too. Who are you trying to not offend that you think is going to help propel you into the White House? Nikki, you have only one chance to get into the White House. The chance is this, and it's a very slim chance. Donald Trump got to die today. Now, here's the scenario, though. Here's the funny part.
I'm number 2.
He would still win, but you would come in second, and because his ass is in the ground, they would have to give it to you. So that's where number 2 can actually become number 1.
And that's what I was saying. Her and Ron DeSantis.
That's your only path.
Her and Ron are truly just jockeying for second place. That's what they're doing.
Ron is a dead man walking anyway because he has no path.
Hold on. This is my my Ron impression. Are you ready? Let me know, actor.
I thought you were going to do more of a Ron DeSantis because I always have my Ron DeSantis where he goes, and in Florida, this is where hope comes to die. As I sit in my elevated cowboy boots. Anyway.
Oh my God. Them white elevated cowboy boots. I was dying laughing. And then after he responds to a question, he hit that.
He always is whining and talking about how we do it in Florida. In Florida, I fight Mickey Mouse. Bro, that don't sound as good as you think it do. It don't.
No,
it really don't.
No.
Stop bragging on that you fought Mickey Mouse because you know what? You lost.
Yeah, you did.
Stop talking about how you sat there and came up with a 6-week abortion ban. That's a losing issue.
Yeah, it is.
Stop acting like you sat there and you controlled migration when you ran commerce and construction out of the state of Florida, because now you got it where if people get sick and have to go to the hospital, their immigration status has to be disclosed. So stop acting like you did anything, Ron. All you basically did is you're sending yourself back to Florida with 4 more years, or not even that now. And after that, you're politically dead. You're done.
And he knows it. He knows it. He's done.
So Nikki does have a chance, provided that Trump does the honorable thing and dies.
Certainly by crapping himself.
But because it's not enough for him to go to prison, Lori, because most people have already said that even if he goes to prison, they will still vote for him.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
And speaking of ridiculous, sis, here's the thing. Now we come on this platform and we talk about privilege and stuff all the time, right? And I was watching because I've been following Legal AF with Michael Popak.
Oh, and Karen Freeman.
Yeah. And they had a very good. They had a bare bones discussion. He has taken I say privilege to such a level to where even in the federal court system, he has been allowed to do so many things to where even if it was, I just say somebody else with money, those federal judges, they're only going to tell you something one time.
Yeah, they don't understand.
One time. They don't play.
This is not Arthur Engoron in the New York civil trial.
Right, that's a state. He's state.
Yeah,
but I was surprised myself listening to their hot takes.
Yeah,
on them breaking it down, and it's everywhere. And they just get to the bare bones of it.
Yeah.
For you to sit up there and to be talking we call it loud talking. Okay, they call it something else, but us country folks, so you want a loud talking mug. Okay, so everybody know that you loud talking, and so we just sitting up here looking at you like, dang, Judge, you gonna say something? So they had a whole back and forth. And I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Let that been anybody. Let's just say who owns I don't know a Fortune 500 in industry. Let that be one of them or somebody. They would be in contempt, fined, or be held at least for a couple of days.
You're right, CJ. But the whole thing of it is that anybody that you would care to name off of that list would not go in there with representation that would do that. They do that. They do that as a performative act because that is what the God Emperor expects them to do. And they will shamelessly humiliate themselves. When you are a lawyer, you are considered an officer of the court.
Yeah.
That is why you don't have to sit there and swear in like everybody else that testifies, because when you swear to the bar and you have your license and everything, you pretty much have already done that. There's a certain decorum that is expected from an officer of the court. But for some reason, when these folks get yoked to him, they take on his persona, the things that he would do, and they're basically performing for an audience of one. They're doing that because that's because of their proximity to what is perceived as power enables them to do that because they think somehow he can insulate them from whatever it is that the judge can hand down. What they don't,
I mean, and that's why Elena's still with them, though.
Yeah, but she's stupid because that judge can still refer her in her conduct to the bar and have her disbarred. Yeah,
right. Yeah, I mean, she's definitely taking a chance. I mean, and that's what Michael Popak was saying is that they're stupid, but they're not stupid.
You're right.
In that sense, they are trying to push the bar to see how far they can go. Because it amazes me whenever I'm listening to them reading off the script as to how this woman even became a lawyer. Because after a while, because the incompetence is unreal.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if someone just would have told me, like, if they didn't have the transcript reading off of it, I would have thought, like, okay, man, stop, because she's a lawyer. Okay, look, we know that she may not be this kind of a lawyer because there's lawyers of all kinds. But come on, like, this is basic America just watching TV would know this. And for her to be that incompetent and for her to be reprimanded like that by the judge in the manner in which it was, I mean, I'm still befuddled behind that. And I'm like, and this is being nationally televised. So that means that people are looking at him one in two extreme ways. They're really looking at him as being a martyr, or they're looking at him as being, like my sister said, the biggest joke, the biggest fraud, and like, oh my God, like, how much longer are we gonna have to tolerate this? And that's the scary part that Michelle was talking about, that Michelle Obama was talking about. That's the reality of it. Because his base ain't going nowhere. Now, thank God, I don't think it's increasing, but his base ain't going nowhere, and they are strong.
Yeah,
they are very strong.
Check out this quick clip of said person. This is Alina Habba on a podcast explaining to us how she feels about, is it better to be smart or pretty?
I don't think I would be on TV or sitting here if I didn't look the way I look. I think I caught attention. I'm very honest about that, and I don't mind. I'm not a feminist. Okay, I believe in strong women, but I want my door opened. I am very much an old. My parents are Middle Eastern, old school woman. I when I'm at home, I cook. I have a husband. I respect. I know how to turn it off. But do I not think that if so, I'll tell you something. Somebody said to me, Alina, would you rather be smart or pretty? And I said, oh, easy, pretty. I can fake being smart.
Oh, wow. She owned it. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I really am, because I thought she was going to do the lie. No, because pretty has its place, y'all. Pretty has its privilege.
Yeah, pretty.
We've always said that. Me and my wife say that. Yeah. We would say that quite often. Think about it. Think about how like you respond to an ugly child versus a pretty child. That pretty child gets away with a whole lot more than that ugly child. They can't even. An ugly child is not even allowed to cry. Be honest. Expose the elephant.
Oh, if they're that ugly, they make me cry.
If they are ugly, you be like, oh, shut the heck up. But then you let a pretty child cry, you be like, oh, what's the matter? Oh, come here, baby. Let me coddle you.
Shut your ugly ass up.
Man, you shut your ugly ass up and go somewhere. I know, Lori, but it's real. It's real.
Lori, I don't know how
we got only this. On this panel, we all have pretty babies. Pretty.
Yep.
Right, sir?
Oh, absolutely. I ain't talking about
absolutely.
Just to put a tap on it, Nikki, learn your history. Stop, and Republicans, stop running from history. The greater scheme of things, though, is people that know better trying to whitewash and erase things that have happened. Understand that nobody's trying to make you feel bad. She's talking about she doesn't want her kids to believe. The extended part of what she had said with that too, though, was she don't want her kids to believe that just because bad things happened in the past, it keeps us from moving forward and doing better. That's a totally separate conversation to have with your kids. But to not accept the fact that sit down with your kids and be like, hey, we really did some really effed up things in the past. This is how America was built. This is what we did to African Americans. This is what we did to Native Americans. We have a history of violence in this country that nobody wants to accept. And so when gun violence comes up, they don't see that as violence because they've always been violent. It's not violence to them. It's just a way of life. If you've done something from the beginning and somebody tries to point it out to you as being something wrong, you don't see the wrong in it because it's what you've always done. So when you tell them, hey, y'all going around shooting up schools and killing people and mass murders and stuff like that, well, hell, that's what they did to black folks. That's what they did to American Indians. That's what they did to Tulsa. They've been doing that. That ain't nothing new for them. So when you try to put it in their faces and go, this is wrong, they look at you and say, why? This is how we've always gotten
We've been doing it. We've been doing it.
This country, and we knew that they weren't going to give us their land. We sat there and shot their asses. That's what we've always done. When we needed them Negroes to go out in them fields, we sat there and we shot a couple of them to make examples out of the rest. What would happen if you don't comply? That's what they did in the slave boats. Not everybody that came over in the slave boat was alive when they got over on this side because they made examples out of all of them out of violence. This country has been built on racism and violence, and we have to accept that.
And coupled with what you're saying, and coupled with what you're saying, and I didn't mean to step on you, bro, because I love it how you go in from that angle. To couple with that, they also design a system, to keep that proverbial foot on the necks of the black, the brown, and the other minorities that are coming up and it's still going back to what you're saying. As an intimidation factor, because you can travel around this world, okay? Like how my other brother Jermaine does right now, how I used to do. I promise you, Anglo-Saxons, okay, from the land of Caucasus, they are the true minorities of the world. They may be the majority here, in this country as the United States of America. But when you're talking about the entire world population, they really are the minority. It kind of goes back to that Disney movie with the ants and the grasshoppers. And I don't know if y'all seen that movie. I believe it's called Ants. And one of the things that one of the grasshoppers said out loud, and the leader of the grasshopper kind of like jumped on the dumb one because he said the quiet part out loud. The moment that any of these ants realize that they actually triple our number, that's where we lose the power. And it was a double message there. I don't know if the writers of that show really knew what they were saying and really knew what they was doing. But my mind went exactly, and I was like, that's exactly how America got established. And it goes to what my brother is saying.
Yeah.
They know he who conquered writes the story.
Right.
That's why it's called his story.
Yep. That's true. They merged the words together. So a lot of those things, and I'll wrap it up with this. If you think about it, it's the same thing as, Lori, what's an invisible fence? What's the purpose of an invisible fence?
Uh,
I got you. It's to keep the dogs in a certain area, even though they can still see on the other side of the fence.
They can't
See,
go.
when you had a physical fence, your dogs couldn't see on the other side of the fence, but it still created a boundary for them. So all they did was they took the slavery away, but they put up an invisible fence. So you look and you think you can see as far as you can go, but there's only a certain amount of space that you have to go. You still have the invisible fence. They just basically giving you the honor of being able to see what's on the other side of it. Now you can't go over there because as soon as you try to go through that fence, you're gonna get shot.
Right.
And so you stay back in your area. That's what they've done a lot of ways with slavery. They removed one set of chains and just put in another set that you can't really see. You can't really see it, but when you get too close to it, what happened? You can feel it.
Yeah, you can.
Your invisible fence. That's why we have to wake up and know your history, because when you don't know your history, that fence stays electrified and in place.
Yes, it does. Now that's the wall. That's the wall.
That's the wall.
Now that's the wall that the Republicans are really talking about.
Oh yeah. Because they want to keep people in their certain areas, and you are not to go past that. And if you go past that, there will be consequences. That's what that one's about. So that's what we had going on with Nikki Haley. The next topic I had, y'all, I decided to bring this one up because I've been seeing this meme over the last week, I guess, leading up to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s birthday, which we celebrate, and we did on Monday. And I had to really, really think about it, because I was like, man, I saw at least it posted in some kind of variation about 4 different times. And it had the caption, how did we get here? And when you look at it, you see what appears to be some gentlemen back in the 50s and 60s, probably, or 40s even. And then you see some guys today that looks like they would be a shame to folks back then, that if they saw the sacrifices that they made, and then to see that as a result, now you kind of ask yourself, how did we get here? So I just kind of want to go around and ask y'all, first and foremost, since that's been the question. I've seen when people post it, people comment, "Oh, that's a damn shame." And then I saw somebody say, "Well, we ain't got nobody to blame but ourselves," or it's just a sign of the times. Things change. Some things don't stay the same. I've seen a lot of different takes on it. So I said, you know what? Let me just open it up and just ask y'all, how do y'all think we got here? Or what do you think? Or is here a bad thing? Or what does that represent to you when you see a picture like that? What does that really represent to you? Lori?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was CJ. Sorry.
Go ahead, Lori. Chime in. When you see that, when you first see that picture, what comes into your mind with that?
I was a little bit confused. Honestly, I mean, when I was looking at it, because again, I had never seen it, and then until you posted it now, and if we're looking at it, talking about how did we get here, I mean, there's several factors that come into. Yes, times have changed, but again, it's just it depends on the context that you're looking at it. It's this way. If you're putting the two men that were in the back that had on suits, hats, and all this other stuff, and then you got the other two again with the sagging pants, and this one looked like he had a 40. Are you talking about value? Like, what are you trying to do that? I mean, well, yes, times have
obviously a contrast, Lord.
Yeah, there is a contrast, but it's just like, whereas some of those other individuals, the other younger people, feel that they take pride in that look or in what they're wanting. So I'm just saying, for some of them. So for me, talking about how did we get here, I mean, it's
probably the question, Lori. Why are they taking pride in looking like that?
Because somebody told them that looks cute, or that looks great, or that's hot.
So how did we get to the point where this dignified look was the way that we wanted to cast ourselves, and over time we've accepted the fact to let our draws show, pants hanging off our asses, and we walk around with this thuggified look, and it's now acceptable. When we were looked at a certain way for so long, does that kind of play into a different narrative? Meaning that the way that we wanted to be seen as 100, CJ talked about us being written into Constitution as a third. We say, no, we are a full person, and we want to be looked at and respected and viewed that way. I guess the thing is, Lori, is if you looked at those two images side by side, which ones would you think that would command more respect, just from a visual standpoint?
The men in the suits, and I say that for myself because I think about that, or if I think about just in general what I've learned when I was told as a kid and everything else, and like from my parents, they would sit here and just say, like, with your appearance this way and everything else, or how you work in the corporate world, like it goes into a lot of other things. But there has been a shift, which is very disturbing. And it just seems like it's lost its way because somebody said, oh, no, that's acceptable. It's not. Just as when you go in and talking about with Nikki Haley and going back there where they feel like whitewashing things that happened in history. No, there is this one. It's due on that respect. So it's very sad seeing that and people having no answer, or these are the wide varied answers that were there. Hey, CJ, what about you?
Ma'am. I got a list.
I'm glad you got a list.
I heard you writing it down. Go for it.
Check it out. Okay. I'm 50 years old. Okay. Yeah, you can man that again, because you're talking about my generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This represents my generation. And that question is for people like me.
Mm-hmm.
And it's our fault.
Yep.
It's our fault.
Yep.
That's my generation. That's 5 and 6 years plus like my senior. Why? Because we took our shit for granted.
Yep.
We took our shit for granted. We took our freedoms for granted. We took all the bloodshed. We didn't even want to get rid of nigga. I remember when all this stuff was happening because we want to embrace it. We want to be a part. I saw it coming. You got to understand, Lord, I was a kid when I would walk the streets of Charlotte with my uncles and my cousins and them, and my mother and my dad and my uncles and them. Every time they were looking sharp as shit. Every time you saw them, we didn't know it wasn't Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Right.
Because it was all about appearances. Because why? We judge people according to what we see.
Mm-hmm.
And Brian, you asked and my sister answered correctly. I would automatically just treat the people in the suits with respect. Whether they are actually dumb, crazy, stupid, or what, I don't know. But I do know what I'm looking at.
Right.
And by the way, this picture is in Elephant Exposed fam. It's in my group on Facebook. Okay. So if you follow me on Facebook, this is one of my posts.
Okay. Yeah.
And I asked that same question and I answered it because it was, to me, it was a rhetorical question for people like me. And it got very little views, very little likes, because people don't like the freaking truth. And the truth is this: it became culturally acceptable. Because why? Because what my sister said. Because somebody said it was cute and I want to be me. Basically it was they took it way down the road and being like, I want to be my authentic self. Well, guess what? Even your freaking liberties, your freedoms that we have right now, your constitutional rights, even that it's all geared towards what you do in the privacy of your own home, not whenever your freedoms infringe on someone else's.
Right.
When your freedoms infringe on someone else, then that's when your constitutional rights and everything else, that's what you're violating. When it's talking about the freedom of expression and religion and press and freedom to own firearms and it was talking about what you can do in your own home, the right to protect yourself from illegal search and seizure and that stuff. Because of colonial times, soldiers could come in and use your place as a place of refuge. That's why it was called quarters. Anyway, I don't even want to, because that's military history and everything else. But anyway, let me get back to this. People judge people by what they see. Think about we do it today. Come on, guys.
Yep.
If you're wearing the uniform of a hot girl out here, we're looking at you like a hot girl. I'm not gonna look at you as a Fortune 500 businesswoman. I'm looking at other stuff. I'm looking at
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if you sitting up in the church, that's why women like Erica Campbell cause such a disruption, because the woman is beautiful, she's fine, but you know, God and stuff is coming out of her mouth. But most guys are sitting back trying not to.
She built.
Yeah, we trying not to lust after a woman that's, you know, trying to do something spiritual.
Failed.
You know what I'm saying? And all this stuff is causing confusion. And you know why? Because my generation became complacent.
Yep.
My generation. Why? Because we thought we had it so hard. Motherfucker, you survived it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for cussing. I knew it was going to come sooner or later. I was trying to hold it back.
8 o'clock. It's good.
And I mean, if you're talking about, you know, on your generation, like that's even going into the argument of when we talk about people that are younger and this way, the entitlement, this way.
Exactly. That's where all of it comes from.
Like your work ethic, like on certain things, like you're expected to just I'm going to give you this title, this way, this is what you're doing.
It was the can that was open.
CJ,
it was right. Verbal. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Because I got so much.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because if all you have to ask yourself this, and CJ, it's a rhetorical question, because I know what the answer would be if I ask you, and I know what the answer would be if I ask myself, because I already know, because they told me. Would I have been allowed to walk around outside with my pants hanging off my ass like that?
Shit, no. And we would have clowned you.
Not your mama.
I would have clowned. No,
Not
I
your
would have
mama.
clowned you. Understand that. Please understand that.
But
I would have clowned you. You my boy, but I would have clowned you.
It wouldn't have happened. My parents would have.
Not your mama. No.
It wouldn't have happened.
No.
And when they saw other people starting to do it, because when I was growing up as a kid, you started kind of seeing people do it, and they would look and be like, "Don't you even think about it?"
Exactly.
And we even at that point, to CJ's point, we thought it was going to just be like a little fad. You know,
I thought it was going to go away. Honest to God,
the damn shoestrings out the damn shoes and turn the damn tongues out and stuff like that. And wearing they stuff backwards because crisscross wore they stuff backwards.
Thank you.
Bad, and they was gonna come out of that. And then when more information about, hey, y'all know that's really one of them things to let people in prison know that you can come get this ass anytime you want it.
And instead of being publicly shamed, they embraced it. Exactly. And that's where you also get your bad bitches. So here come your Nicki Minaj's, here come your Meg Stallions, here come your Sexy Reds, here come your this new generation of girl. She's owning the fact that she's slutty. Like I saw this reel, and I wouldn't mind if I would have saved it on Facebook. If I find it again, I'm gonna just share it on my page and I'll actually tag you. This girl went in for a hot 30 seconds. Young girl and beautiful, by the way. But the thing about it was that she was talking strictly to the females about what we're talking about right now. Mm-hmm. She was saying that a question was being put out as to why men don't think women ain't crap no more, and so to speak. And one of the things that she said is that y'all women have taken all the imagination away. Mm-hmm. That was one of the things that she said, and it stood out to me because, see, that's what my dad and my uncles and them would teach and tell me in my culture. You don't want no woman showing all of her business up. You want to leave something to the imagination. You want to sit back and be like, I wonder what. And so there's no need for Victoria's Secret. That's why she ran out of business. Y'all tell all her secrets and then some.
Ain't no more foreplay. It's just let's get right.
There ain't no foreplay. There ain't no double meaning songs no more. I mean,
no.
You know,
just where you walk from.
This is what killed me. Just on today, I had my son in the car with me, and we was lit, and they just so happened to be playing Jodeci, Freak Me.
Yeah.
Don't you know the part? You talking about ass backwards? You talk ass backwards culture. They play everything and anything. They show lesbian and gay scenes and stuff on TV everywhere you see. But the part where he goes, when I wake up in the morning feeling so horny, don't you know they actually blurred out the word horny?
Yeah.
I'm looking at my son like, what? Son, first of all, horny is not even a bad word. Horny is just what it is.
Yeah.
And he looked at me, and we both just started laughing like, that's how backwards we are. We have embraced the shame and shame the decent.
Right.
We have demonized what is decent, and we have embraced what should bring shame. Shame should bring back modesty. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Modesty.
Yeah, I would say that.
Modesty.
Yeah. You know, I think things it used to be anything kind of put in a moderate amount is normally probably the way to go. Anything on either extreme is always a bit too much and a bit too far. I think that there's just been an embrace of a culture that basically says, especially parents that came up in my time, were just too allowing of representation of kids. Now, listen, this has nothing to do with inclusion. This has nothing to do with accepting people where they are. It's simply saying, like you said, CJ, that we all, this is why I get a kick out of when people say, I don't see color, or I don't see this, and I don't see that. You full of shit. You're full of shit.
Yeah, you are.
If you don't see, now the whole idea of seeing a color or anything means that I see it, but I should still not let that totally influence the way that I think about you, the way that I approach you. But let's be real. And I used to tell people this all the time. Man, I done dated a whole lot of girls. Boy, I've been around, CJ. I used to sit there and run them in one door and out the other, CJ.
Okay.
But out of all of them, and I mean, it was a whole boatload of them. Boatload.
All right.
Ain't but a handful I would ever sit there and introduce to my mom.
Bet. And that was her point. That was her point. You may be out here, Miss Hot Thing, because think about it. Ain't nothing about today's women, sis. She was again, we're talking about today's woman, her generation. Like I said, she was young. Yeah. She goes, basically, and see, she said it one way. I'm gonna say it like this. Even whenever I went to my former brother-in-law wedding, I noticed it whenever I went to my very first and last strip club. I said, all these women, they look cookie cutter.
Yeah.
There was not an original look in the house. Everybody had BBLs. Everybody had this plastic makeup face, and everybody had this long flowy hair, and and everybody smelled the same because it's a collage of everybody's body perfumes and stuff. So it's just, that's where you get the term, it smells like a whorehouse, because you get such a collage of odors and stuff going. And I'm sitting there and I'm at the stage and I'm like, I don't even know how you can even be involved in this, because I can't touch you. I can't take you home or something like that. I'm like, but you want for me to give you money?
Yeah.
To do what? For you to sit on me and rub on me from that, and you gonna do
and then make me wake up feeling so horny.
And I feel special. How?
Yeah.
How does that benefit me?
Yeah.
It don't.
Yeah.
That's why strip clubs and stuff like that never appealed to me.
Anyway. I do thank you for that, and I'm glad that you didn't go into any more detail about.
Oh, no, I won't.
No. I mean, I was hoping you wouldn't go into any detail about how an actual strip club really smells, because I don't want to come in at night and Lori go, that's that same damn smell that CJ was talking about. And I go, God damn, CJ, you done messed it up. I can't never go back to no strip club now. I'm gonna have to stop by the damn truck stop and take a damn shower.
No, let's hold that up right here. Because then you sit here and use another excuse. Nah, I was hungry and I was trying to get some chicken.
See, Candies was running a special.
Listen,
everybody know about Candy.
If that's what you feel that you need to do in order to do that, again,
there's other reasons why I smell different when I come back than when I left.
I'm stirring the pot. Look, you see what Anthony said? It smells like sweat and eyewear.
Well, that's what I said. I said that's why he gonna put that and talk about. No, it's mostly chicken. That's why I said he getting chicken. That's what you were looking for.
Lord, they got the best wings, and if you stay there till at least.
But Lori, I ain't gonna lie, they wings are off the chain.
Y'all keep telling me about this. I get it. Lori, I understand that
their wings are off the chain.
Them grits ain't no joke, Lori. They do have
well,
good breakfast.
Again, if that's what you feel like you need to get your breakfast and your wings on. Again, have
like
at
this.
it.
Just eat like that and then leave.
Let's get the hell up out of this conversation and go into our what I don't like.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because you know what I don't like, Lori. Now I'm just saying this. I'm saying this for a friend. A friend sent this one in to me. It was about strip club. I don't like the fact that the ATM at the strip club charge damn $25 service charges on top of anything you withdraw out of the damn machine.
Oh.
And that's the same way at the casino. You know that. You got
you trying to get $100. You got to pay $125.
Good God. And that was for a friend.
And so, that's price gouging and surcharging.
I don't price gouging. It definitely. I don't have that problem.
That's right. I ain't been
to a strip club in a very, very long time. Lori,
what you don't like? Lori, you know we gotta have fun. Come on, this show can't be this show without it.
Well, what I don't like is that Brian thinks, again, with the strip clubs and this way and everything else. That's what I don't like. Because he sits there, and again, I have had this conversation. We've had this conversation where he's all talking about, you know, and again, maybe he may be joking and maybe not, where he says, you know, I trade you in and this one and everything else. And I'm like,
listen, I'm gonna tell you something, sis. That man ain't going nowhere.
And I'm trying to figure out, are you telling us, is this story time or are you gonna tell me what you
It's story time. It's story time.
What my sister is saying is that she don't like that you be doing what you be saying, bruh.
And it's just like, you know what?
That's what she don't like.
And going to the chicken wings in this way, I understand you are a man and there are things.
Oh, I'm a grown ass man.
Yes, you're a grown ass man. And there are things that as a grown ass man that you sit here to do. So I have to accept that because I love you and care about you. But if you want to sit there and trade me in, have at it. Because
I mean, just like that, then.
Man, bring my sister back. Man, bring
I added myself back in because he's trying to do all of that.
I mean,
okay.
You know, the young folks say less.
Oh Lord, yeah.
And we don't have no young folks on here.
B man, look, y'all live together. Okay. That's a drive from your house to mine. So I'm just saying.
Anthony say it be times when I don't know if Brian is joking or
being real.
He's being real. That's why I said all the time. I'm offended and my feelings hurt.
He is really. Hey, Aunt, I'm gonna tell you this right now. He's seriously playing, but he's playfully serious. Did I clear it up for you?
All of that. And if not, just hit me on my DM and I'll explain it. But no,
I thought you were gonna sit here and to say on your OnlyFans for Devin Long or some craziness like that.
That's what I thought he was gonna say.
That's why I was like, come on
earlier. Now. Yeah, on Devin Long. You know. Anyway, all right, y'all, let me get mine in.
I'll get yours in because Devin Long is active, so I kind of didn't want to bring that up, but it is.
All right. I believe it or not, I'm not gonna talk about traffic.
White women.
That was third on the list.
Oh.
Who told you to be looking at my list, bro?
I know, right? I did like this. Okay. So, guys, y'all know, I know we're smiling, but this is something I truly, truly don't like because I laugh and I joke with the best of us and everything. But if it's one thing that, okay,
it's one thing that I really do take to my heart is not skewing the lines, not blurring the lines when it comes to my spiritual walk versus like my natural walk. And what I cannot stand is these people, because I don't even want to refer to them as being clergymen, bishops, pastors, none of that, because they don't deserve the title in my opinion. But for them to use their platforms to lead people that are trying to live a better way, and to skew the lines to where you got people that has either, we call them backsliders, that once knew God and now they have, decided not to, or they had a broken relationship with their spiritual walk with God and so forth. You just solidified them turning their backs on a relationship with God, or whatever. And then on top of that, you confuse people that don't know nothing at all, because there is supposed to be a difference. And the Bible says this: believers are supposed to be a peculiar people. We're supposed to stand out. People are supposed to look at us as hey, you with us and you are among us, but you're not really with us, are you? And that's supposed to be something that a person like myself holds as a badge of honor, because now I get to tell you, man, look, I do have limitations. I live a disciplined life because I put my spiritual life before my physical life. And it's supposed to be something, again, it goes back to that whole shame and modesty. But they have skewed the lines, B and sis. They have skewed the lines so much to where it has caused a lot of people to be totally and completely turned off, or confuse the heck out of them. And they are not worthy of the titles that they claim. And I won't go into any specifics. I won't call any particular persons or church out, but I am sick to death of it. I take it personally because I am a child of a minister.
All right. On that note, Lori, I know I'm gonna run over by about 2 minutes.
It's fine. As I said, I need to give you your platform.
But I'm gonna end this on a funnier note.
Okay.
You know what I don't like? I don't like all y'all, and I've done this once or twice myself. So I'm talking to myself too. Look, y'all. I know it's a new year. I know y'all think that y'all gonna be different than you was last year. You won't.
No, yet.
Whether Catherine talked about she ain't gonna tell as many lies as she did the year before. You already started out with your first lie.
Oh Lord.
She love telling that one. I ain't gonna lie as much. Yes, you will. You're gonna lie exponentially more. But all y'all that sit there and want to post these pictures, I know y'all at Planet Fitness because I can see the purple and the yellow in the background. Stop it. You know, in 2 more months, I ain't gonna see. Well, no, I'm sorry. Y'all know in 2 more days, I ain't gonna see no more Planet Fitness. Y'all ain't gonna be getting y'all ass up to go to the gym. It's too cold. It's too many people in there. I can't always get on my machine. You're gonna come up with some excuse for your ass not to come up. So do me a favor now and stop posting. Give up. You ain't gonna get no skinnier. You are who you are. Go get that lap surgery if you want to get smaller. Give up. It ain't gonna happen for you.
I got one more. I got one more.
I'm messing up.
I got one more. I got one more. What I don't like is Jerry Jones won't die. Okay. Anyway, so
oh, Lori, you missed that one. Huh? Lori, I'm sorry. Lord. He just said Jerry Jones won't die.
No, I heard him.
Damn!
I was slow on this way because.
Oh, that's gotta hurt.
Oh, okay. That was...
Got him. We fucking got him.
I just had to sit here to go back on there because I was just thinking on your Planet Fitness with the food, and I was like, what I don't like is y'all keep with this damn meal prepping and doing, I'm doing all of this, but you ain't doing this for 1 week, and then I'll never see. But later on, I'm gonna see a whole bunch of stacks of pancakes, all this other unhealthy food, and y'all going to brunch, wine in this way. But first of the year, we meal prepping and I'm doing this way. Stop it. Stop it.
There you go. That's a good one, sis. I like that.
Stop meal prepping. Stop meal prepping.
I got 2 from Ant. He says, what I don't like is when people don't use lotion.
Oh yeah.
It's ashy season. We're gonna need y'all to stop that because
put some baby oil in your lotion so it's and get that going.
Friction does
there
matter.
You go.
And then Ant says, what I don't like is people ordering a large meal with a diet soda.
Man, what's the point? Man, what's the point? What is the point?
Okay,
you're gonna your arteries, but you're gonna keep your cholesterol down.
And for somebody who doesn't like a regular soda because it's too sweet for me. I like a diet soda.
But do you order a big, large meal with it?
Nope.
There you go.
That's the point. That
was the point. And that was a good one. That was definitely a good one.
That was a good one.
Oh.
But no, man.
Thank you, Anthony.
Yeah. That's what we got, y'all. That's what we do at the end of the show when we can get it in. What I don't like is there's always things that you kind of notice throughout the week as you're going through stuff. So we do like to lighten it up at the end of a day. That's going to do it for us. Again, y'all, as a programming note, y'all keep in mind that we will not be on next week for the sports show or for the main show, as I will be out of town next week, but we'll be returning that next week. So for my football people, what that definitely means is that we have the divisional round of the playoffs this weekend coming up Saturday and Sunday. The show would normally then take place on Wednesday to recap that and then look towards the AFC and the NFC championship game. But by the time we have our next sports show, the AFC championship and the NFC championship will have been played, and we will be down to who is going to the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is not the week after the championship games. There is a week in between, but we will still be live on air to recap Super Bowl, any things as concerning the NFL draft. Right before the Super Bowl, a lot of the end of the year awards come out, whether it's rookie offensive player, rookie defensive player of the year, MVP awards, things like that, defensive player of the year awards, all those different kind of things that we'll chime in on too, because the NFL honors will be that Thursday night when we are having this show again. But we'll have the sports show the day before. So we'll kind of prognosticate who we think are going to end up with some of those prizes, particularly rookie of the year, where I think CJ Stroud, quarterback of the Houston Texans, is the front runner to win it. And maybe we'll see if Lamar Jackson will actually win the NFL MVP, as Christian McCaffrey started out strong, but Lamar came through at the end of the year. So we'll see all of that. But you guys stay tuned for that. We will see y'all in 2 weeks. Y'all stay safe. Thanks to my panel, Lori Parker, Mr. TNTBS, CJ Jones. Y'all have a good one. We'll see y'all next time. Ursh.
This a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it.
And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking Mazda for the biggest. That's a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. I'm a comma and a comma and a comma. Gotta get it. Comma and a comma. Gotta